What's up? I have a post here from Niall O'Hara, aka Thoughts Toby, here on Twitter. This is an account that's very much so worth following. He's a guy that's posting regular content on Twitter, talking about what's going on and keeping people up to date with the Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces, what are those? I hear you ask. Twitter Spaces are basically live streams that I had on Twitter. Now, as you know, Twitter is far more unfiltered than platforms like these because Elon Musk has taken over. And while it's not perfect, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect, it has led to conversations like these. And indeed, these conversations become a mainstream because people now in Ireland can see with their own two eyes and hear with their own two ears as to what's going on around them. And people don't want to be made feel like a stranger in their own country. And that is the design of this system. This system is exactly designed to do exactly what it's doing right now. You've got the government that are out there that are running scared, trying to appeal to people by saying, hey guys, we're deporting 100 people out of this country. Okay? And at the same time, then they're saying to you that they want to bring in tens of thousands of people then. Okay, that seems counterproductive, counterintuitive, and it seems pretty stupid. It's too stupid to be stupid because these people are all in. So anyway, you've got yesterday the Irish Independent ran a poll, and it now says 2/3 of the people poll think immigration is the number one issue. So you've got the mainstream media now even putting polls up like this and getting walloped in them. And you know what the thing is? This is because people have gotten out there and have spoken to each other. That's exactly it. Whether it be online or whether it be in real life, people definitely understand what's going on. Not too long ago, I talked to someone and they were talking about the far right, and I started laughing at them. Now, they were from a different county. They weren't from Dublin. They weren't, and that's no shade on anybody that's from a different county whatsoever. But I said, well, I tell you what, I says, I wonder how far right you'll become, I said, when it ends up happening on your doorstep. And sure enough, things start happening on their doorstep, and they started to say things that were very in line with what they call the far right. Isn't that amazing? It's almost like when these things happen to you on your doorstep, you don't want to have any of it. But guess what, guys? As I've said before, if you think shoving this problem into Dublin is going to be a tenable situation, it's not going to be. Because as you can see now, they're intense here in Dublin, and the Dublin people don't want to have that at all. We understand what's going on. We understand that these people are looking to cart as much of these individuals into this country, and particularly guys at that. They don't want to stand around in their country, they want to hang around in theirs. No thanks. So what we got to do now is we've got to make a significant effort to keep pushing this here. Because here's the thing, and here's the thing that I'll always say. Immigration is intrinsically linked to the rest of the problems that you see here on this list, except this stupid one. Imagine 2% of people actually think climate is a problem. Good, the weather is getting warmer and it's getting colder. It's freezing in May. Yeah, that's because, have you looked up in the sky lately and seen the X's and O's that are drawn up there? That's got to do with geoengineering. Have you ever heard of that there? Take a look into that and see what you think, because these people are doing things that are actually banned in states in America. Have a look into that one. That's a topic for another day. So anyone that talks about climate, I keep hitting the Green Party up with those responses. I'm like, you're going to talk about geoengineering, you're going to just ignore that. Okay, you're going to ignore that? Fair enough. So up here, we have the rest of them, because this is all linked here, guys, right? You've got immigration. So if people are coming into the country, that means the supply and demand for houses is going to go through the roof there. You're going to have way too many people fighting over one property. That's exactly what happens. Who benefits out of that? Well, estate agents benefit out of that, but also the government benefit out of that. The higher the price of the house, the more stamp duty that they get, and all the rest of it that comes with that. Banks also benefit from that too. So just so you know, they're all in the same group. Law and order. Immigration, again, you've got more people coming into the place, people unhappy, they're going to get more unhappy. The more people that are here, the more problems and crime that you're going to have. It's as simple as that. Jails are going to become more full, even though, for example, they have Enoch Burke sitting in the jail cell right now, even though I think probably the large majority of the government should be actually sitting in a jail cell right now for what they've done, in particular when it came to the sniffles and before that. It's amazing to think people watch Reeling in the Years and think to themselves, look at the scandals that those people did. And they're doing it again and again and again and again and again. Oh, they totally wouldn't have done that in the 2010s. Sure, they wouldn't have in the 2020s. They wouldn't do that at all. Those scandals still wouldn't occur, would they? These people should all be in jail. They should be in jail. Health. That's another thing as well. This is a hilarious one, by the way, because the left like to turn around and say, but without migrants, our healthcare would be on its knees. Would it really? Okay, so for every doctor that you have there that's from a different country, how many patients do they tend to that's actually from another country? It's probably quite high, isn't it? So for every one person that's in there, they're probably tending to a lot of different people there. So that means you're on a waiting list, and I talk to people all of the time, and I've got a person that I know that's on a waiting list for a very routine situation. I'm not going to go too much into detail here, but is on a waiting list for a year. Why do you think that is? You've also got people out there that have spoken. An elderly woman has spoken about a person that is related to her who's a GP, and says GP visits now take at least 20 minutes because they have to translate or have to use Google Translate to get people to know what they're saying and also to understand what they are saying then back to them. That's exactly what's going on in the healthcare system. So the healthcare system hasn't gotten any better. So anyone that's wanting to tell you that the healthcare system has totally improved, it absolutely hasn't, and it's only going to get worse. You're going to have way too many people here in the place because they keep bringing people in. That's going to put an even more bigger weight on healthcare. So this is, again, like I said, all intrinsically linked to these things. When it comes to rural services, this is another one as well. That's only polling at 3%, but that's going to get higher. I would actually say, for example, that the rural services is linked in again to here directly, because I was speaking to someone outside of this county, and they're from a county that really, really very much so is dependent on tourism. So they're dependent on people coming into the place to stay in hotels, to go to cafes, to go to pubs, to go to shops and buy stuff. When you have stuffed people into their area that are not at anything, that are there to do nothing, guess what happens? There's nobody that's selling anything from shops, pubs, or any sort of tourism items. Because these guys are hanging around in free accommodation, usually hotels, and are being fed, and then also then have gotten a few quid to do or whatever they do with it. They ain't going down to the local shop to be picking up stuff. Okay? So these things are all intrinsically linked back to immigration. So immigration is a hot topic right now, and like I said before, and I'll say it again, a candidate that is standing up against the immigration that we're seeing here in Ireland. A lot of people are calling it a second plantation, a lot of people are calling it an invasion, and I think when you look at the thing on the whole, I have to say I would agree with them, because you're starting to hear in shops, in areas that you walk around now, and the media, by the way, are proudly boasting about this. They're boasting about how Irish will be a minority in Ireland by 2050. They're saying these things. And not only that then, but you've got politicians there that have said all of these things in similar situations. Like, for example, you've got Simon Coveney that is talking about bringing people in. It's insane. These people are all on record saying these things. You'd think it'd be a handy day for the Gardaí to go and investigate these people for what they're doing, wouldn't you? That's something to think about anyway, isn't it? So let me know what you think down in the comments. Make sure you like, make sure you share. Very important to do that, because that gets this video and gets this knowledge out to people as much as possible. And also then make sure you subscribe. We're over 7,000 subscribers now, and I really appreciate everyone that supports the channel. Let's get it to 8. Let's drive on to 8. Let's make it 8. Okay? Thanks very much to everybody that listens. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking about this whole situation. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree with what I'm saying? Do you think that we need to be voting people into situations and positions now that are going to be helpful for us Irish people? Do you also believe that immigration is a huge issue for us here in Ireland? Let me know down in the comments down below. Big shout out to Tots Toby over here. Fair play to him for posting this up. Magical stuff. And fair play to you guys. Keep doing this anytime you see a poll. Use your democratic voice and say, hey, I don't agree with any of this here. I'll talk to you later. Good luck.